off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com.
F45 Training West Palm Beach offers functional group fitness classes reimagined. Sign up for F45 today and visit their West Palm Beach location. Featuring high-intensity group workouts that are fast, fun, and results-driven, F45 always has the right workout for you. Not to mention, it takes just 45 minutes. Visit F45training.com today to find a studio near you and officially join the F45 Training family. F45, team training, life-changing.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
The Pistons just squandered a huge opportunity. That was more of a Pistons loss than a Knicks win. Sorry.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is a feel-good Friday. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. It's your boy, Theo Dorsey. We are right back at it again. Coming to you with good energy, good vibes, and a whole lot of good takes on some playoff basketball, some playoff hockey. How about them Cats? And I guess the Knicks won last night. C-Cat's on the other side of the glass on the ones and the twos. C-Cat, did you find it in your heart and in your schedule to be able to tap in on a little postseason play? Because we had some good action.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
I had it on my old big TV. I put my old big TV on the floor. My new big TV is mounted. And I had it on the small TV, but I muted the big TV.
Did you go self-mount? Did you mount yourself or you hired a guy?
My girlfriend hired a guy.
So you're 2 separations of 2 degrees of separation away from this TV mounting process.
Yes, 2 degrees of emasculating myself.
Yeah.
For sure. I couldn't even pick up the phone to call someone to mount the TV.
So when the guy came over to mount the TV, was he expecting to come over to some like damsel in distress, some single lady who's just like working hard to do her own thing and make ends meet, and he sees you like in your boxers in the living room chilling, eating popcorn?
No, but I've been in many of those situations just like that. This was a surprise Christmas gift.
Okay, that's nice. Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, so I was out of town.
Yeah.
But to be honest, there are occasions where that's going to happen, where it is the girlfriend who calls someone to do something that I cannot do.
That's perfectly fine sometimes, right? Like there are scenarios in which it does feel like emasculating, and you're like, oh, this guy thinks less of me. He thinks I can't keep up my household and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But on the other side of that, it's like, hey, dude, let's just get this thing done. Let's get the ball rolling, have a short memory like a kicker, and keep it pushing. Right?
I haven't used TaskRabbit yet. I've heard of that app, and I've heard of that service, but it's one of those things like, yeah, I bought this desk from IKEA. I thought it came put together. It didn't. And I don't want it to dominate my Saturday, so here's $75. Can you do it for me?
Yeah. And here's the thing. You and I are not at the place in our life in which we can justify doing TaskRabbit just yet. We're not. Not financially, and also not with the amount of responsibilities we have on our plate. So the fact that you're not a TaskRabbit man and I'm not a TaskRabbit man yet, it says a lot about our character. Now, our guy Evan Cohen, who's a big-time, morning show host here, national. So national that he doesn't have time to play takes from Theoretically Speaking, though Good Morning America. Mm-hmm. Good Morning America found time in its schedule to highlight the very good programming we're doing here. You best believe that's like one of his top 5 most used apps, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. He's probably hasn't put a desk together or any kind of assembling of anything in like the past 20 years. So we still get our hands dirty a little bit when the time's called.
So I had the Knicks-Pistons game on the big TV on the floor, but I turned the volume on that TV. That's what I was willing to do. That's the respect I gave the NBA.
The big TV on the floor has the Knicks. So what's on the big TV on the wall?
I was watching Live Golf Korea.
Oh my
Watching the guys go at it with a tee-off time, shotgun tee-off time at 10:05 p.m.
You're a sicko.
Bryson DeChambeau tied for the lead. Yeah.
This is really your stuff, right? You're like, this is not even like a shtick. This is like really, you're all in on Live Golf. Is this like when you prioritize your sports viewing pleasures? Obviously, you put the NBA playoffs second to a random Live Golf outing, but Where does that stand? Top 3 now for you? Has this surpassed the PGA Tour? For your viewing pleasure at the very least.
I love all golf. So, like, there are people that are very tribalistic about the sport of golf, and people hate one side or the other. And, of course, the LIV Golf fan base is smaller, but they show the same disdain for the PGA Tour that PGA Tour elitists show the disdain for the LIV Golf Tour. I like both. Whichever event is better that weekend, I will tune in for. And oftentimes, because of these overseas tee times, they don't conflict.
Yeah.
It happens often. Like when you have the U.S. events, yes, there will be a PGA Tour event going at the same time, but that was a 10 p.m. tee time.
But the LIV Golf viewing-wise as a TV entity, LIV Golf is like a better viewing process, right? Because it's always action.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Because our brains as a golf viewer is so trained one way, where the guy on the bottom of the leaderboard tees off earliest, and you wait until 2:30 or 3 o'clock for the leaders. So you're kind of trained to expect golf that way when you don't get that in LIV. So I'm honestly, I probably prefer the PGA Tour method as a TV viewer a little bit more, but yeah, I can't complain.
All right. Well, you can't complain. I can complain about the results of last night's Game 6 in Detroit. The Pistons fell 116-113. I had this on the main TV. I ruled out my wife last night. She wanted to watch a little Bravo. She had a little Bravo going on there. And then, you know, I issued that thing out. I grabbed the remote control when she wasn't looking. I do I don't type in buttons anymore because I forget what channel is which these days. I just do the little voice thing. Like, and this is what I wish I could just type in buttons, because as she's passively watching like some Real Housewives, like spin-off or whatever, if I could just punch the buttons in, she probably wouldn't even notice the changing of the channel. I can get away with it. But instead, I got to do the embarrassing thing of like, TNT. And she'll hear the little bloom, TNT, or bloom, ESPN.
And then like your word transcription on the bottom of the screen as it's registering.
And then I hate, because half the time when I do it, it acts like it doesn't know what I'm requesting it to do. It gives me either some other call letters, it brings me to a different channel, so now I got to say it a second or a third time.
Like,
and by this
play
time,
AC/DC, TNT.
Yeah. And now she's looking dead at me like, why would you turn my thing off? It's almost, I don't know if you watched The Proud Family growing up, but in The Proud Family, obviously you had the pops, Oscar Proud, you had the daughter, Penny Proud, and you had Sugar Mama. And Sugar Mama would be laid up on like a recliner in the living room, and she'd be asleep, like passed out sleep, head over the back of the recliner. And the TV would be on, and her favorite programming would be on. And she would be dead asleep, snoring. And when somebody would walk into the room thinking, oh, she's asleep, I could change the channel to what I want to watch, the moment they touch the remote control button, she pops up and says, hey, I was watching that, turn it back. That's my wife with any kind of show she has going on every single night, especially during the NBA playoffs. She hates this time of the year. She thought she hated playoffs, the football season, but at least that's just 4 days out of the week. NBA playoffs every night, especially first round.
Tough in my household, too. My girlfriend absolutely despises NBA playoffs.
Here's what I will tell my wife, who is obviously loving and caring, and she wants me to enjoy myself, but she also just hates watching sports every night. She's in luck, because for round 2 in the Eastern Conference playoff side, the Knicks getting the win over the Pistons last night and moving on to play the Celtics, a Knicks-Celtics series, guess how much of that I'm watching?
0.
Absolutely not a single bit of it. I will not watch. I might watch maybe the back end of fourth quarters only if the game is close, but there is nothing more I would rather to miss out on than the Knicks and the Celtics. I want both franchises to fail. I want both teams to somehow lose. I hope the series goes 7 games and somehow in the end both teams walk away from it feeling like nothing went well. Nothing went well.
Are you sure? Hobbled Jason Tatum, maybe Jalen Brunson goes off in game 1. I think you would be more so rooting on the downfall of the Celtics, and you'd get around to rooting for the Knicks if they're showing fight, and it's 2-2 going into game 5.
I've gone back and forth in my mind over this time and time again, and maybe my fellow Heat fans can help me out. I'll give an early call out to my Heat fans right here. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Number 1, are you, like me, boycotting Knicks Celtics next round? Number 2, if you're not going to boycott watching Brunson versus Tatum. I mean, I can't think of a more despicable matchup than Jalen Brunson versus Jason Tatum. If you're not going to boycott watching that crap, at the very least, which team do you prefer to win? And I just cannot say I would like to see either one of them happy, so I'm going to boycott that round. So I do have to allude to what happened last night, right? Jalen Brunson, this was probably one of the best games he's played this postseason and the most favorable, in my opinion, because he didn't spend a whole lot of time foul hunting. Instead, he was hitting big shots. He was going after it. In fact, he hit the biggest shot of the series and damn near of the playoffs so far when, with 4 seconds left, he had Asar Thompson guarding him, one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. The scores tied at 113 apiece. He did push off a little bit. He did the Jalen Brunson thing of having the arm fully extended out into somebody's chest, but never getting called for it. But I will give him credit. It was not a full push off. It was a nice snatchback crossover. It left Asar Thompson like reaching and grabbing for balance while Jalen Brunson nailed the triple. Can we listen to it one time?
Knicks trying to wait till the end. Brunson puts up a three. Bang! Bang!
Oh my God.
Jalen Brunson hits the three with 4.3 remaining. And the Pistons call timeout.
Well, that's an eternity is still remaining. So the Pistons know they can regroup. They have ample time.
Absolutely embarrassing. Not that the Pistons allowed Brunson to do that, because I have to give credit where credit is due. 40.7 assists. The dude balled out. He hit the biggest shot of the playoffs so far. He sent the Pistons home on the road. That's absolute villainous stuff. If that was all Brunson's game and he has moments like that, I would be more appreciative of it. It's all the foul hunting. It's all the offensive fouling and the pushing and the shoving and the barreling into people's chests without getting calls called against them that has me a little bit sore on watching Jalen Brunson. It's not that. The Pistons wet the bed yet again. This was one of the most significant, they're just not ready for the moment stages I've ever seen in the NBA postseason. The Detroit Pistons were the better team. The Detroit Pistons should have been walking into last night with a chance to win the series, not to stave off elimination and force a 7th game, but instead, because time and time again they have blown leads, including last night where they were down by double digits. They had a 20-2 run late in the second half that put them back ahead. They were comfortably in the lead at home. 3 to 4 minutes left to play. All you got to do is close it out. All you got to do is not make just rookie-type mistakes. Cade Cunningham, you're 23 years old. Malik Beasley, you're a grown-ass man. I believe he actually didn't. Is Malik Beasley the one that also dated like Larsa Pippen at one point? I'm pretty sure he did. And hopefully he feels, confident enough to be able to bounce back from this. This is a dude who made the second most threes in the NBA this past year. It's a dude who Cade Cunningham found on the wing, because following that play from Brunson, you get Malik Beasley fading out to the right wing, wide open, butt naked open, just like how he had. I ain't gonna say it, but he was wide open.
I don't know about that.
And caught. Yeah, he was. We had an easy chance to shoot that triple, but the ball bounces off his fingertips and the game is over with. Just dribbled down his legs.
People were calling. I don't think that was wide open.
Yes,
I think it would have been a
was.
contested three if he got it up.
It's not contested for a guy that made the second most three-pointers in the league. It's not contested for a guy that had statements like what he had to say after the game. Take a listen to Malik Beasley, by the way. Take a listen to Malik Beasley, who, again, he and Anthony Edwards went down to the end of the wire, last game of the regular season, competing for who was going to have the most threes made. He just got beat out by Ant-Man, but remember, Beasley was a sixth man this year. He was hitting threes at that high of a clip as a guy that was coming off the bench. He had a chance to tie it up and force a Game 7 in Madison Square Garden. This would have absolutely been an epic Game 7. I couldn't wait. Cade Cunningham versus Jalen Brunson, Game 7 at MSG would have been an amazing data point for Cade's budding superstardom. Instead, Malik Beasley, the moment was too big, and then you get to the press conference and you say crap like this.
It's been us against the world, our team. And so for us to stay together, for us to build on it, I think obviously the pain hurts. AT was pissed that, he is the best defender in the world, and he should have felt like he got to stop on that last possession. I'm the best shooter in the world. I feel like I should have got on the best in the last possession. So with that being said, you can't dwell on it too much. You gotta get ready for the next season. It's my favorite part of the season, the off season. It's where I get better, and you just gotta stay in tune with the guys and continue to get better this whole summer.
He talks so much crap, and I appreciate Beasley because he does keep it G, and he also had a great year. I mean, he was one of the best free agency or off-season pickups or acquisitions that we had. Most underrated off-season acquisition. But at 28 years old, going into his year 29 season with the Pistons here, he's been in the league since, 2016? I need better from you. You're supposed to be the vet. I can understand Asar Thompson getting broken off by Jalen Brunson. It's his second year in the league. It's his first time in a big spot like that in an elimination game. Okay, cool. He still got back for a decent enough contest. Brunson just made a good shot. Beasley, you got to be better. I'm a little bit disgusted by that, man.
He got shook pretty far off.
He did, but he recovered pretty well.
But he was like 10 feet away.
It was bad. It was bad.
I only watched one replay on the broadcast, and then I watched the game end, and I didn't see it until I just played the highlight of the three-pointer. And that man is far away from Brunson while he loads up for the three.
It was bad. As he loaded up for me, he got a clean look at the triple.
That was more wide open than Malik was going to be for the game-tying three.
Well, we'll never know because he ain't got no hands. Being called a hater in the YouTube chat here. ESPN West Palm on YouTube. Play ESPN 106.3. That's what you can tell your smart speakers, or listen to us on 106.3 FM. Or you can jump in the YouTube chat and tell them that I'm not a hater. How am I a hater right now, C-Cat? I don't get how that would be hater energy.
I mean,
I'm a loving guy.
You're by definition a hater because you're hating on the matchup we're going to get in the second round of the NBA playoffs, but it's an honest hater. Like, you're being completely and honestly transparent.
Yeah, I guess
you're not talking crap about these teams because you are a hater. You're just openly hating on these teams, which is fair game.
It's what I'm about to say, so as a fan of the Heat, who has not only had to see some contentious playoff series against this same iteration of the Boston Celtics, but also, last year, a very lackadaisical effort from the Heat because we did not have Jimmy Butler, and they steamrolled us. Now, I will say the Heat did steal the game in Boston, so, 4-1 feels a lot better than 4-0. But nothing feels good when you're watching a team roll onto a championship and you're just a mark on their championship ring the following year. Don't like the Celtics.
Especially when a part owner of the Celtics approaches you while we're hosting a trivia night after he heard the word Celtics and says, hey, you want to see this ring? Yeah, it's Lash.
This is why I don't understand these Heat fans. It's like, I love creeping into the playoffs out of the play-in. I'm getting criticized in the YouTube chat yet again for rooting against the Heat making the playoffs this year, and look at the position that the Heat put themselves in. Tyler Hero tanked this draft stock. Also, the Heat got swept in not just an embarrassing way, in the most lopsided playoff defeat in the history of the postseason. 122-point differential and also 92-point differential at home. We got absolutely mollywopped. It was ugly. Now, you take that and you pair it with the fact that Heat fans in general will never have any love for the Knicks. Heat fan in general will never feel any, and this is not anything of recent. This dates back to like the 90s, right? Like this dates back to, it predates any like modern day Heat fans. That's why if I had to choose in a vacuum, who I would rather see succeed, you were right, C-Cat, by saying earlier, I probably would lean Knicks over Celtics because I ain't really got much beef with the current day Knicks. I just don't like watching Jalen Brunson play.
Yeah, I was saying, you don't have beef with them. You just don't respect them.
I don't respect their game. Also, Karl Anthony Towns is the singular reason why the Timberwolves lost in the Western Conference Finals last year. So I don't want to see him go off to the Knicks and then succeed in a way that I don't believe he deserves based off of what he did to Anthony Edwards, based off what he did to the perception of Nico Harrison. Nico gets away with this trade a lot easier if it wasn't for Cat opening the door for Luka Doncic and the Mavericks to make the finals. Everybody keeps saying the Mavericks were so close to winning a championship with Luka. No, the hell they weren't. They were a 5 seed that got past the Timberwolves because Cat laid an absolute egg through 6 games in the Western Conference Finals. And Anthony Edwards ran out of gas too. So he wasn't ready for the moment, just like Cade wasn't ready for the moment. This was a Pistons loss, not a Knicks win. And this is not to disparage anything the Knicks have going on. We know what the Knicks are. There's 3 tiers in the East. There's the first tier, which is the Celtics and the Cavaliers. Those are the actual fortified, strong teams that have a chance to win a championship. There's the Knicks. They're scrubs, but they're just the best of all the scrubs, right? When they run into the big dogs, they're gonna get they slate cleaned out. I wouldn't be surprised if the Celtics don't sweep them next round.
Yeah, I think
they don't stand a chance.
It's anyone outside of the top 3 in the AFC. It kind of feels
yes.
Like you have the top 3 contenders, Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, then you have everyone else.
So the Knicks are kind of like, if we had to compare it to the AFC, the Knicks would be not the Texans. That's too much respect. That's too much love. They got a chance. They got a fighting chance. Not the Texans.
I mean, the Texans don't really have a fighting chance in this iteration of them. Like,
could be the Texans, yeah. But the Texans feel more like the Pistons because there's more so like a youth thing. They're just not ready yet. This is year 2 C.J. Stroud. The Knicks feel like the Chargers. The Knicks are the Chargers.
I guess it's hard because on the field, on the court, you are right, but the fan bases are incomparable. Because Knicks fans, everyone knows Knicks fans.
Yeah.
No one knows the Chargers fan. And the Texans were just created in relatively recent NFL history.
And look at Karl Anthony Towns, by the way, as well. Last night, I told you he was the reason why the Mavericks made the finals last year. He's going to be the reason why the Knicks get swept next round. 10 points, 15 rebounds. He was 4 for 10 from the field. He fouled out.
I was going to ask you if you knew his stats because I didn't, and I watched him. I thought he actually looked pretty good. And it turns out when you tune into a game with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, it doesn't tell the whole story.
He was bad for most of it. He had a couple moments.
Yeah.
He had a couple moments.
I saw the moments, and that's it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is he can so easily be taken out of series is because he's not as – and this is – I don't want to pile on Cat either. It's going to sound like, hey, by the way, he let Jalen Duren go off. 21 points. I didn't even realize that. It was a lot of just like easy stuff around the rim. Karl Anthony Towns is just – remember what Tyler Hero told us at Heat Media Day before the season that the Timberwolves won the trade? And it was an up and down, a volatile year. And we put that quote out, and there was some ugly reaction to it. Some people thought kindly of it, but the general reaction was people kind of thought – that Tyler Hero was hating. They thought he was dry hating, just like I'm being accused of hating right now in the YouTube chat. But in hindsight, though, C-Cat, the Knicks-Timberwolves trade that happened in the preseason, sending Karl Anthony Towns from the T-Wolves to the Knicks and giving Julius Randle and, don't forget it, Dante DiVincenzo over to the Minnesota Timberwolves, it feels much more favorable to the T-Wolves right now. They are closer to a championship than the Knicks. In fact, I don't think the Knicks win another game this postseason.
And if we're not talking X's and O's, culture fit, toughness, Dante DiVincenzo is very
like a dog.
He's a dog.
Yeah.
And I think that Karl Anthony Towns, you would say the opposite of that when you watch him on the court.
He's not a dog. Now, he does give dog facial expressions. He does like it. That's why a lot of times if you watch, Karl Anthony Towns could be like 3 for 16 with 2 rebounds and 5 points, and he'll hit one tough mid-range bucket over somebody and give you like a grunt and like, and you'll be like, damn, he must be killing it.
Right.
That's why you thought he was just balling out last night. If you tuned in with 7 minutes to go and he hit one jumper, he acted like it was like he was in the middle of a 10-point run.
You see a still image that's tweeted by the NBA Twitter account, like, wow, Ant said something to him.
Yeah. Absolutely not. Yeah, the Knicks are going to get swept by the Celtics, and I won't watch a single minute of it. So don't worry, Knicks fans. If you feel like I'm hating, at the very least, I will not watch you suffer in pain as the Celtics just absolutely blitz them. I just think that they're too fortified. Like from top down, they're going to find a way to be able to wall off what Brunson brings, and outside of that, you're not really afraid of much of the rest of that attack, especially if Cat has another game. I think he had 2 games this series where he had 10 or less points. That's not good. Pistons. Most embarrassing part of this series is not just the epic collapses, including Game 1, but also in this past game, Game 6, the Pistons have now lost 10 straight home playoff games. 10 in a row. They don't win. And the fact that they got 3 shots at it in this series where, again, you go from having one of the most historically, successful regular seasons that we've seen. A year before this, a 14-win season. They triple their wins, 44 wins. They feel like a competent organization. They play their way out of the play and into the 6th seed, and they had a realistic shot of beating the Knicks in the playoffs. Did they get screwed in, what was that, Game 4, where the foul wasn't called in the corner? Josh Hart clearly fouled on that three-pointer that would have given the Pistons the win? Sure. But did they also give away 2 games, literally not just Game 6, but Game 1? Of course they did. I think the Pistons were the better team, and I'm kind of angry at them that they didn't prevail. This would have been great to see Cade Cunningham have a shot to see what he can do and maneuver against the Celtics as a 6'6" guard that can create his own shot and facilitate. I think that they're going to swarm Jalen Brunson. And what we saw from the Knicks this year is they're really good against the teams that are worse than them. They are absolutely horrendous against any team that is an actual contender in the NBA.
I really hope that Detroit Pistons as an organization and Pistons fans don't grab on to the referee excuse and talk about it long than they should.
It wasn't that bad. They gave away
their
the
head coach was arguing the entire game.
Yeah.
Like he's acting like it was the most egregious thing in the world. It just seemed to be unfortunate. I feel like that happens oftentimes when you have an organization who has been bad for so long that once they are good to play in meaningful playoff games, once they have a chance to take that next step to the next level, and something unforeseen happens and something out of your control goes against you, I feel like those fan bases hold on to those moments longer than someone who's in the mix every year.
Well, here's what I'll tell you to give you hope, Pistons fans. Not only would you have Isaiah Stewart going forward, who was out with the right knee inflammation, you got Jaden Ivey coming back next year, another secondary playmaker who, again, you didn't have much outside of Cade Cunningham when it came to creation this series. That will change. I don't see Cade Cunningham going 0 for 8 from deep in another elimination game in the near future. Plus, I'll say this now, and you'll believe me later, but Asar Thompson, him and his brother Amin, the Thompson twins, those dudes are going to be studs and problems over the next decade in the league. You have one of them, and he's only going to continue to get better. Those dudes are just ballers.
So are we just like seeing the Morris twins?
No, this is the Morris twins on on Vibranium. Like them dudes got bounced. Like Jalen Brunson broke him off, and he still kind of recovered. They are so quick, so bouncy, so athletic. They're ballers. They're absolutely they're also kind of crafty, and I do believe eventually they're going to develop competent enough jump shots to make them just a better fit on the court. Like, I love the trajectory of those two guys, and the Pistons have one of them along with Cade Cunningham. They're going to be really good next year. I like them as a dark horse to contend for the East next year, not just make it to the first round. But they did say the infamous words. I want to play this. Cade Cunningham. This is my one warning shot, and then I'll ask y'all what y'all think about the Knicks Celtics here. Cade Cunningham said the infamous words after the game, and I think we all know how that generally turns out. Let's take a listen.
That feeling will stick with us throughout the summer and our workouts and conversations and everything. We'll be back and better.
We'll be back. You can never assume. Now, again, it's the first round, so yeah, you'll be back to the first round. But it's the teams that it's when the Thunder made it to the NBA Finals against the Heat in 2011. We'll be back. They'll be better. Never happened. The Bengals, when they made it to the Super Bowl and lost to the Rams, we'll be back. We'll be better. The exact opposite has happened year after year. When these young, spry teams make it to a big stage and they just assume they'll be back, it's generally when we start talking about them 2 or 3, 4 or 5 years down the line as flashes in the pan. The Pistons, this is not their story. They're very good. They're very young. They're bright. They have a good coach in J.B. Bickerstaff. They will be back to the first round. But if you dribble down your leg again like that, I'm all out.
Or even if you take your foot off the pedal during the regular season and you end up with a tough first-round matchup, well then, even if you were dangerous, you got to have that sense of urgency, not just starting last month. You got to start on game 1 of 82.
Yes. And I think they will. They might be a 50-win team next year. With Jaden Ivey back, I like it. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Did the Knicks win the series, or did the Pistons just flat out lose it? They gave away Game 6. They gave away Game 1. They lost all 3 home games. Did the Knicks win it, or did the Pistons lose it? 888-760-3776. To me, absolutely was a Pistons plundering. In a bad way. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care is a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Well, you know what it is. They offer experienced physicians, and they have leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care is a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists. They're regarded as leaders in their specialty. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Come on. Offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. 888-760-3776. Did the Knicks win it or did the Pistons lose it? And yes, I believe it was a Detroit loss. Jonathan Zaslow on the other side. We're going to talk a little Cats, talk some Florida Panthers heat. Also, Greg Popovich. The announcement of Greg Popovich retiring, becoming the Spurs team president as they move on to the next coach. And as the NBA looks forward to see who can be the next great one, he defined an era of coaching in the NBA like none other. One of the most important figures in the history of basketball. 29 seasons, over 1,400 wins. Jonathan Zaslow going to join us on the other side to talk about the chance that Eric Spoelstra now has as the longest tenured coach in the NBA. 17 straight years. Spo with the Heat. I have found a roadmap, CCAT, where Eric Spoelstra can actually break what seems like an unbreakable record, which is the all-time wins list. That's what Pop holds. Spo about 700 wins away. We'll discuss that with Jonathan Zaslow on the other side. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are, theoretically speaking, on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent crashes and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll, safety's the goal.
Don't miss Russo and Rizzo. How about go-karting? Did they find a helmet for Colin's giant head?
Biggest one word. Yeah.
I saw a little bit of the video before the show, and Colin had the head socket. Someone was trying to push the helmet down on his head. I started dying.
It's a big head.
Oh, my God, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was this big when I was 9 years old.
What did your basketball coach tell you?
That my head had its own gravitational pull.
It's Russo and Rizzo, weekdays at 4, here on ESPN 106.3.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs. installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Did you miss Theoretically Speaking?
We got absolutely crushed on the course yesterday.
You stepped up to the 18 holes that we played with the same confidence that you had on the first hole.
Yes. When it comes to bad things, I'm like a professional NFL kicker in that way. I'm like some of the greats. I'm not sure if it's a defense mechanism or if it is just a deteriorating part of my brain. I struggled all the way through, and when we got to 18, I looked you in the eye and said, put 20 on it.
It's Theoretically Speaking, weekdays at 2, here on ESPN 106.3.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, proud partner of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Start the summer at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium for a fun and jam-packed Memorial Day weekend. Friday, May 23rd is a Dog Day Friday at 6:30 p.m. Saturday, May 24th is Hometown Heroes Night, presented by Gordon and Partners with post-game fireworks as we honor all military members, first responders, and local heroes. Sunday, May 25th, all fans can enjoy discounted $10 tickets. Stop by the ticket office to purchase your tickets or go to RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Kaiser University's Golf Coaching Center is the place to tune up your golf game today. I'm telling you, people, I know season is out, but the golfing is year-round out here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. They've got the facilities and the tools and the coaching that you need. You can enjoy the best facilities in the area. They got the outdoor training, expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, and full swing practice area. Plus, the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center, they've got a 2,000 square foot indoor training area, 3 hitting bays, a private classroom, complete with cutting-edge video and ball flight analysis technology. You hit that ball, you watch it soar, you look at the screen, you see the beautiful arc, and you're like, man, I really did that. Hopefully I can translate that next time I hit the tees for real. But that's what the coaching is for. That's what the classroom is for. They're going to help you train like a tour pro. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. It's in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 in the Turnpike. To find out more, visit KaiserGolfCenter.com. Woo, man, Eric Spoelstra and the Miami Heat. We had the extra interviews, I believe, yesterday. 2 days ago? I don't know. Everything feels like time is just not even real anymore. But we have yet to get the state of the Heat from Pat Riley. As we await that, we get groundbreaking NBA news out of San Antonio. Greg Popovich, after 29 seasons, 1,422 wins in the NBA. Greg Popovich, one of the most legendary people in basketball, let alone coaches, announcing today he's stepping down, retiring, going to be the team president of the Spurs. As they issue in a new era, it got me thinking as a Heat fan. Well, now Eric Spoelstra is the longest tenured coach in the NBA at 17 seasons. He's also about 700 wins behind Popovich's record. He may be the heir apparent to one of the great coaches of this new modern era. And to help me discuss that, we bring in Jonathan Zaslow. He's the voice of the 305, but I can't just bring you in, Zaz. You know I got to play the open.
You might know him as the Cooper City Rattlesnake. He's the human flamethrower of Miami sports radio.
Hey, you could be a maniac without being a jerk.
The preacher of the Pat Riley gospel.
They don't complain. They don't make excuses. This is the NBA. Deal with it.
The mayor of Dolphins Delusion.
Can the Bills offense keep up with the Dolphins offense?
And the only guy who can go from breaking down the Panthers power play to cutting a full-blown Ric Flair promo. Woo! Jonathan Zaslow is the voice of the 305.
All right, now, Zaz, before we get into Pop and again, Mitch Johnson going to be filling in as the head coach for the Spurs. When I say Eric Spoelstra, the heir apparent, I more so mean as that guy in the NBA. Before we get into those talks, Zaz, are you proud or embarrassed every time we hear you talk about the Bills offense keeping up with the Dolphins offense?
I don't know where that clip comes from. I feel like you guys – I'm glad you mentioned that. I feel like you guys spliced together. You took a word here, a word here, a word here, and you just put it together. Who would say such a thing? What is that from? Is that from the late 90s? Are we talking about Marino? What are we talking about here?
You got to get better with your excuses. You got to blame AI these days. Artificial intelligence is the new my Twitter got hacked. You know what I'm saying?
Who would say something like that? I don't know where that's from.
To be fair, the amount of points that the Dolphins defense gives up at times sometimes can inflate those offensive numbers, so maybe that's a fair enough question.
I feel like maybe that was from a question where you may have asked me one time, Theo, hey, what would a ridiculous Dolphin fan say about the Dolphins' chances in the AFC? It's like, well, could the Bills' offense keep up with the Dolphins? I feel like that's what I feel like I got sandbagged.
Look. There's nothing more. It has to stay in the open heretofore, right? CCAT's the one that picked out the sound. Yeah.
I did a little search Zaslow Dolphins, and that's the first thing that came up. Yeah. I had to find something.
All right.
You got a lot of good things in there. I had to sprinkle in some salt to make the sugar sweeter.
Yeah. All right.
So now that we know that maybe football's not his expertise, maybe it's on the hardwood. It's on the hardwood.
That's right.
What first and foremost, when you saw the headline come across, and I feel like we all felt it coming, Popovich obviously had that mild stroke in November. He has not been coaching the Spurs since then. We knew the end was near for Pop. I didn't think we had watched him coach his final game already, but when you saw that headline, what was one of the first emotions that overcame you?
Oh, I don't know that I had any kind of emotion because it felt like we were always headed in this direction, right? You know, Wembanyama's been in the league now for a couple of years, and so you wanted Popovich to be there was the possibility that he was going to step down before they selected Wembanyama, and then when he decided not, it's like, okay, so he's going to be there to establish everything. Great. And eventually, you got to move over certainly to someone young, which certainly Mitch Johnson is. But then when he has the stroke and he never returns to the sidelines this season, it's like, all right, he's also, of an age where he doesn't need to be coaching anymore. So, yeah, I didn't greet it really with any kind of emotion. It felt like it was something we all knew was going to wind up being the case. The time has come.
He's just so important to the NBA, and he also just, for my entirety of, obviously the entirety of my life for real, but then also of my consciousness and following as a fan of the NBA, he's been such a stronghold. So there's a lot of respect that comes when you think about the name of Pop, but then also I was kind of pining for the days of seeing Wembanyama ball out in an actual way, like when they're actually contending and Pop being on the bench for that. Now we'll have to see what Mitch Johnson's made out of. But this ain't about Mitch, and of course it's about Pop, but it's more so as Heat fans here, I start thinking about Eric Spoelstra. Through 17 seasons, he's only missed the playoffs 3 times. I did the math. Are you interested in seeing, because people are calling the Pop wins record unbreakable. And I'm like, Spo's like, 53, 55 years old? He ain't that, he got some time.
I think he's 55 or 56.
Yeah, so he's got time. He's got at least another 10, 15 years.
How many wins is he behind?
So Eric Spoelstra is currently 636 wins behind Pop. It's actually 635. He needs 636 wins to break the record. And I did the math. He has been winning 46 games per year.
Okay, so let's do some division there.
Okay.
All right, so how many years are we talking then?
So at a rate of 46 wins per year, and by the way, if the Heat want to reach that, they're going to have to go star hunting pretty damn soon. But at a rate of 46 wins per year, I did a little dividing, a little conquering, and 13.8 is the number I came up with. So I believe 14 full seasons of Eric Spoelstra coaching with the Heat, and he would surpass the record.
I don't think he gets there.
You don't think he does 14 more years?
No,
Wow.
I don't think he gets there. Number one, I think 46 is a really high number to use as the average, all right? You know, we just saw they won 37 this year, so if they have another year where they win 37, then you have to have a, what are we talking, a 54, win season to make up for it, all right? So I think 46 is a pretty high number to average out for the next 14 years, but more importantly, I don't think he's going to be coaching until he's, what are we talking?
68.
70, almost 70.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to be coaching until then because I don't think in that amount of time, in 14 years from now, I don't think Pat Riley is still going to be the president of the team. I would imagine by then Eric Spoelstra has slid into, probably that role in a full-time capacity. And, he gets someone younger the same way Pat Riley got someone younger to take over the coaching game. I don't think Spo's going to be the coach of this team for another 14 years. And that's certainly not because I don't think I think he's going to be fired or I don't think he's going to be good enough anymore. I just think there's eventually going to be a transition when Riley is no longer as president, the same way that Riley transitioned from coach to the role that he's currently in. So I don't believe he's going to pass him. No.
I wouldn't be against that. What I would say is when I look at the number 14, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like a career, like an NBA player's career, especially if it is a very important one to your franchise. And when I think about 14 to 15 more years with the Miami Heat, and I think about them trying to win at that high of a clip, which also would likely include maybe a championship or two, it just reminds me that the Heat need to go star hunting again. Like what would revive and also help prolong Spo's coaching life on the bench, if he wants to do so, is the injection of a young star that the Heat can actually rally around. And it's clear we don't have that on the current roster between Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. It's clear that this offseason, and we'll see based on the tone of on our guy Pat Riley, if they're going to actually go big fish hunting and try to bring somebody in here, at least for the short term. I just would be absolutely devastated if the Heat end up doing Spo like the Steelers have done Mike Tomlin, and that's let him go a good 5-6 years where he has no fighting chance at competing at the highest level in his profession because he does not have a star. Tomlin ain't got a franchise quarterback. Spo ain't got a number one option.
Right. Well, that has still never been the case. Eric Spoelstra took over the team, for the 2009 season where they immediately made the playoffs back-to-back years. Then they got LeBron, they got Chris Bosh, and away we go. And they've never missed the playoffs in consecutive years under Eric Spoelstra. And it was only 2 years ago they were in the NBA Finals, all right? So, and by the way, like this year was awful, but they did still make the playoffs this year. Nonetheless, I don't want to try and sugarcoat it. Okay?
They didn't make the playoffs this year.
No, it was awful. I don't want to try and sugarcoat it. But the point that I'm making is we have not seen that. Like, there's no reason to believe that the team is going to put him in a position where it's been 4 or 5 years where they're just this middling team. And okay, you can go point to the Heat's record for the last 2 years, but they were in the finals in 2023. And we learned at this point that one of the negatives about having Jimmy Butler is he kind of doesn't try during the regular season, okay? And that's where you see, wow, they've been a play-in team for, what are we talking, 23, 24, 25, 3 consecutive seasons, right? And we know the reason why. So I get what you're saying, but there's no reason to believe, based on all of the history and evidence we have in front of us, that the Heat are going to put the coach in that kind of position where we're talking several years in a row of just being a nothing team.
Right. And you know what? I'm going to hope for the best and feel that they are going to find that next guy to plug in the gap again. People didn't believe Jimmy was that guy when the Heat went and got him that offseason. He ended up becoming that. I believe it can happen. A team in South Florida that does have that guy?
Oh, yes. Woo-wee! Those are my dogs. The Cats are my dogs.
Yeah, I like that.
The Cats are my dogs.
Florida Panthers, Maple Leafs. That's we're getting in the second round. I believe a spot that people can jump in and watch the Florida Panthers, a little Yingling action, huh? Yingling Panthers.
Look, let's talk about Yingling here, all right? America's oldest brewery, proud sponsor of the Florida Panthers. Yuengling Traditional Lager, it's a beer that, like, true legends, legends like Alexander Barkov and Sergei Bobrovsky and Sam Reinhart and Matthew Tkachuk, like true legends. It's a beer that stands the test of time, brewed by the same family for nearly 200 years. It's a crisp lager with the bold, smooth taste that is perfect for a Panther game day. Whether you're cheering from the stands or you're watching from your favorite bar, or maybe like me, you're in the Zaslow Mansion. Yuengling is the taste of tradition. Yuengling, legends stand the test of time.
I don't like the Toronto Maple Leafs because I always want to call them the Maple Leaves.
No, it's Leafs.
I know, but it's like, well, how does that work? How does that work? Why are we doing this?
Well, because the Maple Leafs, they were a militia.
Okay.
So you're not actually talking about a leaf that falls from the tree. It's a militia. So when you're pluralizing it, it's just Leafs.
All right, well, cool. See, he cleared that up. Did you have that same concern, C-Cat, or did you already have that history lesson in the book?
I thought it was the Leaves all along. I did not know this was a point of contention.
No, it's it's Leafs. It's like a leaf. What are you thinking in this series, man? How confident are you in the Cats?
I think I've seen this movie before, Theo. I mean, you want some, come get some. Toronto, this is only the second time in like the last 20-plus years that they've made the second round of the playoffs, and we saw what happened 2 years ago, all right? The Maple Leafs barely avoiding a sweep, and the Panthers took it in 5. The Panthers are heavy series favorites despite not having home ice advantage. They're minus 175. So that shows you Vegas is apologizing, all right? Because all those people who were picking the Lightning, you'd have been hard-pressed to find someone who picked the Panthers against the Lightning. Y'all forgot the Panthers are exactly who we know they are, all right? The Panthers took care of that business, and now...
Hold on, pump the brakes. Did you do the business thing?
Yeah, of course I did.
Okay, all right.
Panthers took care of that business in round 1, all right? And I'm very do we even know when game 1 is yet? I mean, are they gonna wait till an hour before the game and let us know, hey, puck drops in an hour from now? Do we know when game 1 is
Not yet. I think Monday is some point. I know the anticipation is building up. All the headlines and the rumors, they expect it to start Monday. Drop the puck.
What a phenomenal series, finish the first round for the Panthers. I mean, that game 4 where I was there with you guys, we did the broadcast, with Yuengling outside the arena, and that game, the Seth Jones goal with 3+ minutes left that served to be the game winner there. In that moment, it was the loudest building I'd ever been in my life. It was unreal. And then, a couple of nights ago that the Panthers, they finish off the Lightning in such dominant fashion in the third period. I love this team so much. I can't wait for this series with the Maple Leafs. It's really great.
Love the Cats. Gotta hate the Celtics and the Knicks both. They play each other in the second round. Any chance you watch a second of that series?
Oh, no, I'm going to watch it, and I'll be rooting for the Knicks.
Really?
Yeah, like it is what it is,
wow.
All right? Because it's rooting against the Celtics,
Tough.
I grew up at a time, I was a teenager, 97 through the year 2000, Heat Knicks battling every single year. That shaped me into the man I am today, watching those playoff series. And I hated the Knicks so much, but my animosity and hatred toward the Celtics is so much more than it was for the Knicks. Maybe some Heat fans have a hard time believing that, but it is. So I'm rooting for the Knicks for sure. It's enough of these Celtics. I will watch those games, and I'm into it.
I agree that I hate the Celtics more than the Knicks. I disagree that I could ever find myself rooting for New York, so I'm going to abstain.
Rooting is, you could call whatever it is. If you want to say
you're not going to have pom-poms.
I'm rooting against the Celtics, so that means that I want the Knicks to win. Say it however you want, Theo, but we're hoping the Knicks come out of that series.
Right. Okay, I guess I might be able to agree with you on that, but it better take 7 and it better be contentious. Zaz, where can people find the good Zaslow Show 2.0 for more takes on Miami sports?
Look, I just got back into town. I was in Atlanta last night. I saw Pearl Jam, so right when I get done with you, we're recording today's episode of Zaslow Show 2.0. So every day, Monday through Friday, wherever you get your podcasts, just search Zaslow Show 2.0. And, Miami Base, 305, everything local South Florida sports. And we're presented by our title sponsor, who, of course, is Anajar and Levine. Accident attorneys, 800-747-FREE. If you're involved in an accident, you're dealing with a personal injury, car accident, motorcycle, slip and fall, hit and run, whatever it is, Anajar and Levine have a specific set of skills. They get you the compensation you deserve. 800-747-FREE, 800-747-3733.
Be easy, Zaz. Settle in, and I hope Pearl Jam was worth it.
It was great. Thank you, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
That's our guy, Jonathan Zaslow, the voice of the 305, and he brought that business. He said he brought that business with it. Have you ever pulled a business with the D? Have you ever? You haven't done that yet, right?
Wait, what do you mean with the D?
Yeah, like business.
Using
business.
the letter D
in business.
I've never had the courage.
Yeah. Zaz he just whipped it right out. Didn't even hesitate.
Yeah, I'm gonna abstain from what I'm gonna say.
While you abstain from what you want to say, I'm gonna not abstain from shouting out the homies at Culligan Water. I mean, you could. They don't. I wouldn't say that they stand on business, but they know their water. They know about water. They know about how harmful it can be to allow for the pharmaceuticals, the pollutants, and any chemicals to seep into your water, the plastics to seep into your water and then get into your body because you're either showering with it, you're brushing your teeth with it, or God forbid, you're drinking water that's harmful to your health. That's where Culligan comes in. That's where my people pull up and they help you out. Culligan.com. Florida has some of the worst water in America. Florida, PSA, it ain't good. All right. Now, you could go out and try to blame politicians. You can write to your representatives, or what you could do to take some action on your own behalf is you go to Culligan.com. You get yourself a free water test. You let the good people with Culligan come and show you what is in your water. It'll literally give you a list out of all of the things, the toxins, the chemicals, the things that could be impacting you. We're talking about short-term and long-term health issues that come directly from the very thing that is essential to life. We're talking about water here. Culligan can help you find out what's in your water and tell you exactly what they can do to get rid of it. Try it today for a new low monthly rate. Get your free water test as the summer months come on about. You don't want to be drinking contaminated water. Again, Culligan.com. Culligan.com. Let them know Theo sent you. On the other side, we have a little get around. Actually, you know what? Forget to get around. We got to give you guys the coolest moment of the week. And I'm sad to say it's not going to bring me any joy. So we'll bring you that on the other side. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. This is Theoretically Speaking on a Feel Good Friday on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, this is Scott Smith of Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it for many years to come. There is never a good time for a car accident to occur, and most certainly never ever a good time to suffer injuries in any type of an accident. The accident and its overall aftermath will usually cause pain, difficulty, and stress. Florida law allows accident victims to recover compensation for such losses, injuries, and damages. But such recovery is often not obtained easily and can require a lengthy fight with an insurance company. If you've been injured in an accident, call us now. Don't delay. The initial consultation is completely free of charge. The sooner you call us, the sooner we can put our experienced legal team to work for you. Don't hesitate or pause for another minute. Our experience, knowledge, and resources could be working for you just minutes after the call. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Time now for the coolest moment of the week. Presented by EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. EDS is yes.
The Pistons back were against the wall. 113 all in Detroit. They needed a stop. Asar Thompson on Jalen Brunson. Brunson had 37 points. He ended with 40, and it was because of this shot.
8 seconds. Brunson stops on a dime, launches. Oh, yeah!
Oh, my goodness.
Jalen Brunson buries it.
Iron Eagle on the
Knicks
call.
lead by 3.
That courtesy of TNT. The Brunson burner ignite. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, don't cut off the Brunson burner. That's a great line.
Great line by Iron Eagle.
Again, guy who tuned in 7 minutes ago in the fourth quarter. So I don't know if he's used that before, but it was great execution of Brunson burner.
Yeah.
Come on.
And honestly, Brunson's his kiss to the road audience, the pause and the salute as he held out the 3 fingers, like all of it about Brunson in that moment. I've never appreciated his game more than on that play.
He also had a nice move under the rim in the final 3 minutes of that game where it looked like he was falling over, but it made the guy who was guarding slip off of him and then put the layup under the hoop. That was nice.
He's so crafty. Footwork is amazing. Not so many guards with better footwork than him. Not so many guards craftier with finishes and getting off shots at that size. It is impressive. I will say, though, a lot of offensive fouls from Brunson 24/7. If he has the ball, best believe he's going to commit an offensive foul. If anybody brushes against his arm or blows in his face like Lance Stevenson, the ref calls a technical foul and a flagrant one, and they go review it. So that's the only annoying part of Brunson game, but nothing annoying about last night. 40 points. Big-time triple. That is the coolest moment of the week, presented to you by EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. And see that, Knicks fans? I ain't a hater. I showed y'all some love. It's the coolest moment of the week. Your big shot.
Good for Jalen Brunson from bouncing back in life from looking exactly like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. You ever notice that? I feel like I maybe saw it online when he got drafted or something, and I've just always remembered that.
You're right. Yes, I do see the resemblance a little bit there. It's a little bit, the eyes a little bit, and then the hair kind of. It's
like
just
a pit bull in a way.
Yeah. You know who my wife last night, she was like, Brunson. She was like, that dude, didn't he used to play for the Celtics? And my first thought was, I guess the Mavericks do have those green unis they pull out every now and then, the throwback. So I'm like, oh, no. He played for the Mavericks back with Luka. And yeah, she's like, no. I remember him. He was with the Celtics. I don't like him. And I was like, what? And I'm like, who are you talking about? Because it wasn't Jalen Brunson. You know who she was thinking of? Think about a guard for the Celtics that nobody likes from like 2 or 3 years ago.
Kyle Lowry?
No, Celtics.
Sorry.
Celtics.
I thought guard that nobody likes and I blacked out.
Guard
Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart. And again, they don't look that much alike. When she did Google Marcus Smart, totally different dudes. But it was just one of those things. I was like, what the? Very ironic, very weird, but also I kind of see what she means. I don't like either one of those guys.
Scrappy guard who really plays with a grinded-out mentality. I kind of see it.
Yeah, the difference is one of them really good at offense. The other one is like an absolute zero at times.
He won
Is he with the Grizzlies still?
He won a Defensive Player of the Year, right?
He did.
That was like he or damn award.
Yes. Okay. It was like some perimeter guys got to win it this year. All right, give it to Marcus Smart. Bam Adebayo should have won it that year. Heck, I could even win Draymond Green that season. It was really anybody but Rudy Gobert, which I can appreciate. I prefer Marcus Smart get his Defensive Player of the Year over Rudy Gobert, but again, I will say this once, and I probably won't say it again because I hate being the guy tied to this. Not only should we rescind a few of Rudy Gobert's Defensive Player of the Year trophies, he should not have 4. It is a travesty to the NBA that Draymond Green is going to only retire with 1 Defensive Player of the Year trophy. That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. What's not ridiculous is there was a party going down south. Go on the Turnpike, go on 95. Really? And you've got some racing going on starting today.
Dog, the group chat is lighting up. The group chat is lighting up. The F1 Miami is going on right now, and the group chat is lighting up. I had homies, one of my homies, yo, what you know about F1 Miami? You got tickets? I said, bruh.
Not for you.
Not for you, but I can point you in a good direction. F1 Miami, it's 2025 Formula One Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix. It's here, and if you want tickets, don't text me. Type this into your web address, F1MiamiGP.com. F1MiamiGP.com. If you want to kick it with the big dogs, you want to watch the cars go fast. It's a great experience. Trust me, I went last year. Here's the thing, C-Cat. I just realized I do have to miss it. I got a flight to catch. I got to get to Chicago, but that doesn't mean you can't miss it to be able to cruise the campus, explore the circuit, and experience F1 Miami like never before. You're going to want to immerse yourself in all the action all weekend long. You got unparalleled access to different campus zones. You can enjoy the thrilling activities, the food and drink options all throughout the F1 campus over there at Hard Rock Stadium. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. F1MiamiGP.com. F1MiamiGP.com. You can get for less than $150 per day campus passes. Tickets are going just as fast as those engines will be roaming around the tracks. By the way, speaking of fast engines, smoked y'all at go-karts.
Yes, that video is out. We talked about it yesterday. Go to ESPN West Palm's YouTube page, and you'll see that the race that was not the experience of F1. It was a different kind of experience for sure.
The F1 Miami Grand Prix, the F1Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix, that's the race that's an experience. Our race, more of a slaughter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we went against an F4 driver. We went against an F4 driver, and listen, I watched it back, and I sometimes you don't realize what type of face you're putting on. Women called it RBF, resting bleep face. I had that throughout that video once it turned out what the results were in the race.
In the second race, right?
I was not hiding how disappointed I was.
Yeah, you were not happy. I watched it back as well.
Like, you see me, I look dead inside.
Yeah.
I looked peed off. Like, I was angry. I might go there this weekend and try to get some reps in and invite everyone else back on my dime the following week and say, oh, it was so much fun, let's do it again, and smoke everybody studying the track and we take some notes.
I wouldn't put that against you. By the way, Colin from Russo and Rizzo, who you'll hear at 4 o'clock today, he was taking notes from the F4 driver, our guy Jeremy. He was taking notes from him in between the two races. I don't know. Maybe you have to see for yourself in the YouTube video if it helped him at all.
Is that smart or dirty?
It's dirty.
Yeah,
it's dirty.
That's true. It's like an open notes test that only he was allowed to have open notes.
Yeah, and he was like buddying up to him and stuff and trying to get insights and all of this stuff. And you know what? I let him do it. You want to know why? Because I get mines out the mud, baby. I don't need no performance enhancers.
Self-made, self-paid.
That's right. Well, self-paid, I'd be struggling. On the other side of the happy hour, speaking of self-made, self-paid, Tina. That's the embodiment of my dog Tina. She pulls up, and we also get into some very intrusive phone calls that radio host made that might have given us more insight on the Bill Belichick, Jordan Hudson. Is that her name? What's her last name? Jordan.
That's it.
Hudson.
Sounds like a power forward.
Right, Jordan Hudson. She's got a lot of power out there in UNC apparently. We'll touch in on some of that stuff as well on the other side in the happy hour. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. I know Good Morning America will be listening. Will you? It's Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-7473. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
It's been a chilly start to the year, but don't let the rising temperatures catch you off guard. Hey, it's Colin Russo, and since 1960, John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing has proudly served Palm Beach County, keeping homes cool and comfortable. Now's the time to upgrade your AC with great financing options. Plus, ask about the Cassidy Care Club, providing year-round peace of mind. Cassidy is part of our local community and supports organizations like the YMCA and the Palm Beach Gardens Youth Athletic Association. Keep cool with Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Find out more at CassidyAC.com.
This Mother's Day, give Mom a gift with endless possibilities. Give her a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. The Breakers gift card lets you treat Mom to all the things she loves, like irresistible oceanfront getaways, lessons at the Breakers' new golf and racket club, pampering at the exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned restaurants and bars, including Echo, Henry's Palm Beach, HMF, and Flagler Steakhouse. And now, for a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card, compliments of the Breakers. You can never repay Mom for all she's done, but a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach is a great way to start. Visit thebreakers.com today.
Hey everyone, it's Cade Shumslin. Every week, Land Rover Palm Beach supports local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community by naming a Player of the Week. This year, $35,000 will be rewarded to student athletes and their schools. Tune in to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day every Friday night as I unveil this week's featured athlete. If you have a great performance that I need to know about, DM us at ESPN West Palm, Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today.
Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
As market dynamics change, the quality of service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver where others can't. Visit ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent crashes and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll, safety's the goal.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Cane's is coming soon to Tamarack at University and Commercial.
Welcome into the Kaiser Sports Update. I'm Cade Chumsland. This week, it's all about conference championships. The number one men's lacrosse team won the Appalachian Athletic Conference Championship 11-9 against Cumberland's on Saturday. It was only a 2-goal game going into the final quarter until Ryan Rundle and Keegan Hufford extended the lead and sealed the chip. The national tournament begins May 7th in Savannah, Georgia. The men's and women's outdoor track and field Sun Conference Championships took place last weekend in Lakeland, Florida, and of course, some Seahawks were seen in the spotlight. For the women, sophomore Zaria Dale won both the hammer throw and shot put competitions. For the men's team, which finished 3rd overall, Thomas Filgar took home the discus throw championship, Claudio Pugnetti won in javelin, and Tajil Brown stood atop the podium in the men's shot put, his 2nd individual throwing championship of the year. For more Kaiser Athletics scores and updates, head to KUSeahawks.com.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good peep. So good to be back with you here. It is the happy hour. It is theoretically speaking. It is a feel-good Friday and plenty of good things to be feeling good about these days. See Cats on the other side of the glass on the ones and the twosies. And Tina in the house for a happy hour. I'm sure she brings with her not just a joy, not just a lovely smile and a great bit of optimism. Also, Tina bringing a cocktail of the day, per usual. It's Friday, you know. I want to get the cocktail out the way early so people can start getting the ingredients so they can make it at home.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh
wow, we get so much grooves here.
I don't know if you felt this way. This week has felt like the longest week ever. I was mixing up my days. It was Tuesday, and I'm like, is it Thursday? Because it's been the longest week for me.
Preach, sis.
The weirdest thing happened to me where on Monday I thought it was Friday.
Okay, yeah.
It's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain that scientifically. I woke up Monday and about 11 a.m. I was like, I legit thought it was Friday, and my wife was like, no, it's actually Monday, and then my whole world went upside down.
Well, yeah, that's way off.
But now it's finally Friday, and I'm living in a moment.
Yes.
And I'm gearing up for a good cocktail of the day.
Today, I have a red sangria. I love sangria.
Come on. Sangria is good.
I was like, I've been craving some wine recently, and I was like, I can't just come in with like a cab. I was like, I need something else.
Gotta come harder than it.
Red sangria. You got red wine. You've got orange juice. You got some brandy, some sugar, an orange, apple, fresh blueberries, fresh strawberries, and a cinnamon stick.
Love the cinnamon stick edition. Love the fresh fruits in the sangria. I have this one funny story where we had this Juneteenth party actually 3 years ago here in West Palm Beach. We had a bunch of friends over. We dressed up. It was fun. It was fancy. We did wines and something else. I forget. Like wines and some kind of fine food. Oh, cheese boards and whatnot. It was a great, fancy, nice Juneteenth party at the crib. I was put in charge of culminating, piecing together the sangria.
Oh, I bet you killed it.
Come on, man. Slaughter Gang. Now, the issue was because at that time, I was more of a party guy. You know what I'm saying? I was more of a like, let's get lit. Let's like turn this thing up a notch. Went a little heavy on the brandy.
Okay. I thought that was coming.
Purposefully went a little heavy on the brandy, but went a little heavy on the brandy. Because how sangria kind of combines and the textures and the flavors and the fresh fruits and the cinnamon stick and whatnot, because of all of those things, it's hard to actually tell how strong a sangria is.
It sneaks up on you.
Let's just say that was a great Juneteenth party. Let's say it ended with a lot of ruckus. Ended with a lot of ruckus, a lot of celebrating, a lot of high-fiving, a lot of kicking it. It actually ended. There was this one dude. A dude got kicked out of my house that night.
By you,
Ellie? I hope it was you or your wife.
My wife ordered me to kick him out. And this is the first day I had met this one dude. Out of all the people that was at the crib, he was the one guy that was brought in as like a +1, a date. At the time was my wife's little sister. She was dating this guy who was an idiot. He was a 48 Laws of Power. He was one of those, what do you call them? Just kind of like a.
And then he said, "Wow, on Juneteenth of all days."
I'm trying to spit game to the dude. Like he's sitting on the couch and he's got a little bit too much sangria. It's my fault. I take the blame for it. But he's sitting on the couch and he's starting spewing off all this rhetoric, and it was like this misogynistic type stuff started coming out of his mouth, and my wife kind of a little bit too much sangria. Now she's yelling and somebody else is yelling, and then she pulled me aside. She said, "You either get him out the house or I will." And I'm like, "All right." Walk over to the brother and had to let him know, and I hate having to do that. It's such a weird and aggressive conversation to have with somebody.
So I guess there was conflict, and that was the resolution, was having to kick him out.
Yeah.
If there is no conflict but people are getting uncomfortable, I hate doing that.
What do you mean?
I can't kick people out. I can't start the conflict in order to make other people happy.
So
I'm so non-confrontational. I avoid it at all costs, and it's a big problem in my life.
Here's the thing. It wasn't necessarily conflict. It was actually just more of a debate. To him, he was just debating.
I got you.
You know how these guys get.
Like, we need to have these conversations.
Yes.
This is what's good about America.
Yes, he's three or four sangria cups in. He's getting really aggressive on his misogynistic-esque takes, and he's just going after it. He's going after it, and I'm actually trying to talk him off this ledge because I know exactly how this is going to end. I know my wife isn't rocking with it, and eventually that heated conversation, which was very cordial, turned into her pulling me to the kitchen and was like, "Yeah, it's over with. Yeah, get him up out of here. It's over with, or else I'm going to do it." And then I had to go have the conversation, and thankfully he didn't get confrontational with me. He was confused. There was a little bit of back and forth, escorted him out. The worst part was when I did escort him out the door, me and him continued talking because he was trying to explain. I was trying to explain to him why he got ejected. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it's like kind of like a referee trying to have the conversation with Draymond Green. It's like, look, buddy, look.
It's good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Perfect textbook.
I'm over here trying to be good cop. The worst part
Listen, man,
is,
if it's up to me, I'd be having the conversation with you right now.
Right? Yeah,
This is
yeah.
not a you problem. This is her.
I love you, brother. Hey, bro, I'm right here with you. I'm over here trying to cool him down. I finally get him outside. It's me and him talking outside, and time is ticking. Again, this is late into the Juneteenth party, about probably 2-3 a.m. at this point. Time is ticking. Wife gets a little unsettled in the crib, and she's like, where the hell is Theo at? Is he still outside talking to this dude? She runs outside.
And then you go, man, you actually have a point.
Oh, look. She tries to comment in the YouTube chat. She's trying to say she's nice. She runs outside. Then she yells at me for still talking to the dude. And I was like, all right, bro, you got to go.
Yeah, just leave, please leave.
I'm going to go back inside. I got to live with her. So you go. Never saw the guy again.
I think we got to address the elephant in the room.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me, wrong button. Neither
Wow.
Theo or myself can go to Tina's birthday bonanza.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Oh, the birthday bonanza's tomorrow morning.
It is tomorrow morning.
So is my flight.
I know.
Dang, so wait, so let's talk about this birthday bonanza because your birthday is...
It was a few weeks ago.
I know people generally celebrate birthday months.
Stretching this out, huh?
This is a new month.
I'm not usually like this. I'm not usually like a
Your birthday was
celebrate my-
before the NBA playoffs.
Yes, it was. It was a few weeks ago. It was 3 weeks ago. I'm not usually like celebrating my birthday month. I really didn't want to go crazy for my birthday, but I had this amazing idea.
Okay.
And it's amazing to me.
It's amazing.
Maybe not amazing to everyone else, but it's so me.
You never know how many birthdays you're going to have. You got to use the idea as soon as you get it.
Yes.
What?
And I didn't know what to do for my birthday. I had a list of people I wanted to do something with, and I was like, this is like a good chunk of people. How do I get them out?
How many people?
I could show you my phone notes. I have 7 different ideas.
Wow.
I was like, oh, I want to do
But
like
really
a boat
didn't
tour.
want to have a birthday.
But no.
7 ideas, but really didn't want to do anything for the
I wanted
birthday.
to do something for my birthday, but
Then
I was
they're
having
brainstorming.
trouble what to do with everyone. I was almost at like 30-ish people.
This is when you have a party at the crib, serve some sangria.
I know. I could have done that. We don't have a lot of parking at my house, so that was my issue.
That's her. Okay, wow.
Honestly,
Because,
I would
hey,
feel the same way.
Because-
Uber. It's going to be a lot of sangria anyways.
But not many people live by me. It'd be a ton of Ubers, which again, I appreciate that we would have been safe because hey, I would have had a hibachi party. That was going to be that was an idea. That was out there, but then I thought of all the parking and I stressed out and I said, "Nope, that's not it." So after going all through these ideas that I had, I found the perfect thing for me. I'm going to have my friends do something that I love with me.
Wow.
And that is
Skiing?
No, I've never skied.
I don't know why I pegged you as a skier.
I don't know.
Go around the room and just compliment Tina.
No. We never got my poem, by the way, for winning. By the way, the
we have not done any payoffs on any of the bets.
Besides
in
the watermelon
history of the
yesterday.
station.
Good job.
That's really, it's funny how that works.
And I squashed that watermelon easy.
Yeah, but
we just do. There's no consequences for bets these days.
I decided for my birthday,
Use a physical force.
what I wanted to do, to have all my people with me and enjoy something that I love to do, was do a Tina's birthday boot camp and have everyone work out with me.
Wow.
Ask
How
anyone.
selfless.
Anyone who's been in a real boot camp tells you that's the favorite part of the military.
Yes. They're like, wow, what? She's oh my gosh, it's like you're skipping right to dessert. It's amazing. So what is it? Where's this boot camp going to be at?
This boot camp is happening at F45 Palm Beach Gardens.
Okay.
They have allowed me to take over one of their classes where invite only.
Okay, I was going to say, I feel like
Invite
someone's...
only.
You're going to lead the class?
No, I'm not. I'm
Okay.
just working out.
You said take over. I'm like, is this Coach Tina?
No.
That's what you got to do next year.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that next year. Okay. Be ready. So I'm taking over a whole class. It was invite only. You had specific instructions on what to do of how to get to this class if you are able to come. And it's happening tomorrow.
Wow.
And I'm so excited. And, again, I tried to plan this a few weeks earlier. I was saying, it's like, okay, like Theo's out of town this weekend and this is going on this weekend. There was a high rocks competition that a few of my friends were involved in.
Wow.
So much was going on. We ended on May 3rd. It worked out and it's happening tomorrow and I am pumped. It's been getting me through the whole week.
Wow.
Looking forward to tomorrow.
Here we have it.
Yeah.
Boot camp. Tina's birthday boot camp only
Birthday
3
boot
weeks
camp.
after her birthday. That's impressive.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that we couldn't make it.
It's okay.
It feels bad. I feel bad.
Now I feel
It's
terrible.
okay.
I'm going to cancel my trip.
It's okay. I ran into
It's
a
a
handful
wedding tomorrow
of,
too, but I think that your boot camp or your birthday 3 weeks afterwards might supersede my uncle and my newly minted auntie getting, what do you call it when the two come together?
Eloped?
No,
The
not eloping.
opposite.
Holy
Renewing-
matrimony.
Okay.
No, it's their first time.
Oh, they're going to be married.
Yeah. I said it's a wedding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You were just trying to use a synonym
I was
of
trying
that?
to, I didn't want to say wedding again. That's the art of journalism is generally when you use one word in the sentence prior, you try to find a synonym secondarily so the audience doesn't get bored.
That's a good
But now
point.
you're making me highlight that.
Okay.
They come together in holy matrimony. When two become one under the union of God. Woo! It's like a
So you're not holding.
It's okay.
You're not holding it against us because Theo's got a better excuse. He actually has flights booked.
No,
Yeah.
CCAT also has a great reason as to why he can't come tomorrow.
What's his reason?
We got a celebration in Miami because of big news for my girlfriend.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Big
Nice.
celebration,
Yes.
seeing family a little bit further south.
Yes.
But I've canceled on people before. And I'm not going to lie.
You're thinking about it.
It's like working out with Tina.
Yeah.
This celebration.
Right.
What do I want to do?
Like, I don't know. If we were going skydiving with Tina for her birthday, I would cancel on the in-law type family event. I'll be honest.
Even though it's centered around your girlfriend.
Yes.
And it's big news.
Yes, because like we celebrate this big news like ourselves. Like we have a date
you're
night
right.
celebrating that,
Yeah.
and that's more for her family.
You're right. You're
So,
a plus
like-
one to this event.
Mm-hmm. So like if it wasn't just, I don't know, sorry. If
Wow,
it wasn't
just a boot camp.
If it wasn't a boot camp, I might have been able to put a lot of effort into canceling on that, which would have lost me points in that life to gain me points in this life.
It's kind of like when the Warriors pulled the starters game 5. It's like, yeah, we'll take this L. We'll bounce back for game 6 tonight, and we're going to come full strength. That's what you would have done with your girlfriend's party.
Like if there's a work happy hour where everyone's going to be there and it's like here, but I have to cancel an event with my girlfriend's family, I might sever that cord on that night for this event.
A happy hour would have done it, Tina. That's all you had to do.
You know what, though? Earlier this week, when I found out the reasoning, I was like, oh, he can't miss that.
Yeah.
And I totally get it.
You'd be surprised how bad of a person I am.
Earlier this
I
week,
wouldn't.
though, us three were talking, and we were going about like how we start our day and how I was like, oh, Sika basically said how he doesn't like have an alarm to wake up to and how he's like, oh, I wake up, I watch an episode of Lost, and then I go play golf. I was like, if Seacat says he's going to play golf over coming to my birthday,
That would have been
I will
great.
be very upset, actually.
That would have been an amazing, a bold, audacious, if you will, excuse.
So then when he told me what it was, I was like, okay, I feel much better.
Lucky you played golf today. Have a tea time for Sunday, and my body can't handle 3 days in a row, so you're in the clear.
Thank you so much.
This guy here.
Makes me feel better.
Live Golf Korea, though.
You will be watching that.
Yeah.
That's Seacat's excuse. Do you want to hear LeBron's excuse?
Yes.
Every time there's a disappointing playoff exit for LeBron James, and again, you know me, I'm one of the biggest defenders of the crown of King James. I'm not one of those LeBron stans. He's not my favorite player or anything, but I think he means so much to the game of basketball. He's a great dude. His excuse that always surfaces, a couple days after he gets eliminated too early. This from Dave McMenamin of ESPN about an hour or so ago.
Better than Perk getting his name right. Kendrick Persons could not.
He can't say McMenamin?
He cannot say McMenamin.
There's a lot of words that Perk. He a country dude. Port Arthur, Texas. Port Arthur, Texas. Or is he from Beaumont? I think he's a Beaumont dude. Either way.
Didn't mean to derail you. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Them Beaumont dudes, though, man. They get tongue-tied sometimes trying to speak. Here it is. Dave McMenamin. Am I flexing on Perk now every time I say it? What up, Perk? Dave McMenamin. Just hit me up. I got you. ESPN's Dave McMenamin again. MRI on Thursday revealed that Lakers star LeBron James suffered a grade 2 MCL sprain in his left knee in the fourth quarter of Game 5. A league source told ESPN on Friday. That injury would entail a 3 to 5 week recommended recovery timeline. So even if the Lakers did stave off elimination, apparently LeBron would have been out for, the rest of the playoffs because they weren't surviving 3 to 5 weeks anyways. But also, it would go a long way as to explaining why LeBron had back-to-back empty fourth quarters. It also would be another referendum on J.J. Redick's debut in the playoffs as a head coach because he infamously had the first in modern NBA history for the first time ever did no subs in the second half. He did that in Game 4. And then again in Game 5, he did very seldom subs and left LeBron and Luka in for the majority of those second halves as well. One of them, super old. The other one, super out of shape. There goes LeBron's excuse. Is that a good one?
He's coaching like I do when I played 2K. I'm not going to pause the game to make substitutions. Get David Aldridge off the screen if he's still in the video game. And I play my guys until they are dead into the ground in the video game.
A little Gatorade thing pops up in the lower right corner.
Walk it off. You're not a real human being. You are not actually tired. That's how I treat 2K, and that's what Reddick did.
Have you learned nothing from Black Mirror?
Ooh.
Sheesh.
True.
Players going to jump through the screen and get your tail.
I was thinking of a different video game episode of Black Mirror.
Oh, wow. You're thinking a few seasons ago. Which,
Striking Vipers, I believe, is the name of it.
Yes. Captain America was in that.
Shout out Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie, who, by the way, we had the Mr. October charity golf event put on by Reggie Jackson himself, the legendary former baseball player, not Reggie Jackson from the Clippers. Reggie Jackson had that tournament.
No one was going to miss. When you say Reggie Jackson, no one thinks basketball. I'm sorry. Reggie Jackson and Mr. October, Reggie Bars. Come on.
I know. His playing days are far behind him. There are some people who, and it's happened already because back when I've covered 2 Reggie Jackson Mr. October tournaments. And when I talk to people about it, there have been multiple people that thought it was Reggie Jackson from the Clippers. This is, again, you're right to be mad. I also was appalled. But I also get it because Reggie Jackson just was playing with the Clippers a few years ago in a high role, whereas Reggie Jackson, he hasn't played baseball in quite a long time.
Okay.
So
how does that connect?
I'm sorry.
I cut you off again. This is
I know you keep doing this. This is what am I supposed to do, Tina? Then he apologizes for it afterwards like it's a good thing. I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Being self-aware.
We're just talking. We're talking. It's a conversation. You can interject.
So Anthony Mackie was at the Reggie Jackson golf event?
Yes, and of all people who declined to do any interviews with the media, we even got Brooks Koepka that day, and you know that dude don't like to talk. He was the one that was like, no questions, please. Anthony Mackie.
What hard-hitting questions are you going to ask Anthony Mackie compared to any athlete?
Dude, the only other dude there that declined was Nick Saban, and that was, if you remember, about a week or 2 after he announced his retirement. It was that year, so we understood that.
Yes, that's
But
okay.
Saban was super cool. He was wearing his Alabama straw hat. He walked up to me and introduced himself. Hey, I'm Nick. I'm like, hey, I'm Theo. Pleasure to meet you. What do you do for a living? Like, no, he was super cool about it. But Anthony Mackie not only declined to do interviews, he also did not speak or even look at or treat the good people that were doing media there as if they were even there or human. So I didn't like that from Anthony Mackie. So I'm not watching Captain America stuff with him. I'm boycotting Captain America.
The only hard-hitting question that you could ask Anthony Mackie is about his Wendy Williams appearance, where this is what he had to say, and I had to find it because it's one of the funniest things that I've ever heard.
I'm only from Jersey, but I do believe that if he wants a sandwich, you make Daddy a sandwich.
That is a good one. That's a
great line for Anthony talking about just gender roles and stuff. The delivery was on par.
Yes. And he's kind of right. He's kind of right. What? All right, here's the thing.
We started the segment with the guy getting kicked out of his apartment by his wife for misogyny. And then
if you hear the full take.
Make Daddy a sandwich, says Theo.
If you hear the full take.
I hope Theo's wife is still watching on the stream and in the chat.
I hope she's not. She also hates when I request sandwiches. If you hear the full take, Anthony Mackie wasn't wrong. All he was saying is, I feel like it should be a mutually cohesive thing in any relationship. If my wife asks me to take out the trash, I'll take out the trash. If I request for a sandwich, I would appreciate if she made the sandwich. Now, it's her prerogative if she doesn't. But he says in his relationships, he prefers for a woman to go ahead and play it again. This is what he prefers in his relationships.
You and I have something in common.
You know what I'm saying?
Believe in a lot of cases that men and women have roles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, you say it because people get
you
mad
better
when
believe
I say
I'm from this. Yeah, you better believe it.
I mean, I know you're from New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, I'm only from Jersey, but I do believe that if he wants a sandwich,
you make Daddy a sandwich.
What's wrong with that? Is anything wrong with that?
No, it's funny.
It's funny. It's hilarious. Tina, do you have any problems with this as the resident woman that's here with a microphone in front of her?
It's funny.
It's funny. I know.
Has anyone ever said make Daddy a sandwich to you?
No, never, no.
Okay.
I kind of hope no one ever does.
I'm going to start saying that to my wife.
Oh, let us know how that goes.
See, I don't like sandwiches, so it's a lot more lame. Like, put some fries in the air fryer for Daddy. Like, no.
Okay, Dave Deruta, ops director here, please clip that and add that into CCAT's promo. Since you want to clip all the goofy things that's come out of my mouth, please clip that. No, I think make Daddy a sandwich is fine.
Okay.
That's not even there's nothing actually wrong with that unless your wife tells you do not demand, do not ask sandwiches from me.
And don't refer to yourself as Daddy also. That's kind of when you don't have kids too.
That is so common, though, I feel
I was about to say, nah, come on, man. Like, you don't have to have kids to be daddy.
Yeah.
All right. Like, we're talking about it like you're The Rock in third person. Daddy. I would never do as such.
You would never call yourself daddy?
Hell no.
All right. To each his own.
He was like, I do that often.
I'm not going to say I do. I'm just saying I'm not against it. It's not. What do you think? It's corny? It's kind of weird. It's cringy, huh?
It's very cringy. It kind of feels like Twitter talk. It does not feel genuine.
Daddy's home.
I do it jokingly or facetiously.
You know, it seems like that rolled off his tongue way too easily. I mean, my wife, by the way, just commented in the YouTube chat, make daddy a sandwich? He's not happy about that. I think I kind of got to try it out and see what happens. On the other side, we will give your last call, as well as we have a get around to get to. Tina, I'm curious your takes on one specific thing, and that is the Bill Belichick and the Jordan, what is it again? Jordan Hudson relationship. We have another update. So we'll get to that on the other side. CCAT, sorry I couldn't deliver on what you just requested of me.
It's okay, but I know if I want one place to deliver time and time again, whenever you pull up to their garage, their place of work, I know St. Lucie Battery and Tires got my back.
No. They do that. Of course, they're great. They're great. But I thought we were talking about make daddy a sandwich. And there's no better sandwiches in all the lands, especially if you're looking for a burger, than your finest establishment, that is Duffy Sports Grill. Duffy'sMVP.com. Now, here's the thing. I can try this at home. Do not try this at Duffy's. Do not walk in there and say, make daddy a sandwich. Don't do it.
Maybe it's a secret menu item.
Oh.
Don't do it, though.
Don't do it.
I'll try it for you, and I'll report back on Monday.
Okay, so you wait till CCAT reports back on Monday on whether or not there's a Make Daddy a Sandwich request that gives you a secret menu at Duffy Sports Grill. What I can tell you is on the actual public menu, Duffy'sMVP.com, well, they got award-winning burgers like the Major Leaguer. Come on, CCAT. You know what the Major League go hard.
Oh, blue cheese crumbles.
Crumbles, got the bacon on it.
How about an egg? There's an egg on that thing.
Yes, egg on that dang thing. Love it. Award-winning burgers, award-winning wings. They also have weekday lunch deals, including the Duffy's Double Play. Mouth is salivating just thinking about that.
It's got to be expensive. If you call it the Duffy's Double Play, I'm expecting to drop more than a 20.
Come on now. It's Duffy's, baby. So? $7.99.
Come on, really?
$7.99. That's what I was looking for. Duffy'sMVP.com. Duffy's also has 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. They're going to make sure you sign up for free and get your Duffy's MVP card, and you can start earning rewards today. Also, it's that time of the year where it's hard to only lock in on one sport. Now, in the fall, it's mostly just football. In the spring, so many things taking your attention away. Golf, baseball, hockey, basketball, badminton. Duffy's has 80 or more televisions in every single location. Duffy'sMVP.com. Duffy'sMVP.com. Tap in, check out a menu, know that you are in good hands, and pending Monday, maybe a Make Daddy a Sandwich. Pending Monday, though. CCAT, you got to report back to us. I'll be out of town.
Okay.
Duffy'sMVP.com. At Duffy's, our game is always on. I would assume Tina, you used to work at Duffy's.
Yes, I have.
I
did, yes.
What did you say?
I said, yes, I have.
Yes, yeah, you
yes,
have.
I have, yeah.
You have. You did. Yeah, I guess you did would be better.
Yeah, I did.
How long did you work at Duffy's?
I think a year and a half. Almost 2 years.
Year and a half. Did you prefer the green polo or the black? Because I like the green pop. It's the difference, right? It's like a manager to server thing, though.
So when I was a hostess, I wore a white polo. Yes. And then when I became a server, I had on a black polo.
The black, okay. And the managers wear the green, I think.
I think they could wear different colors. But
they can do anything.
Yeah.
Can they make daddy a sandwich? No.
I don't know.
Can't request that.
No.
You would be very angry. We can't like that.
I think you got to slip that question in to any formal interview. In between talking about a big charity event that's going on. Oh, that's very nice about the good you're doing for the community. Can you make daddy a sandwich?
I don't know how somebody would actually respond to that because there's.
Come again?
I think some might slap you.
Who of our regular guests should I try that on and just to see what the reaction
Wolf.
is?
Do it to Wolf.
Zaz.
Zaz is a good Wolf. Wolf.
What is Wolf going to say? Yeah? What are you going to say about Wolf?
Oh, we got to get a howling with a Wolf back on. You're right. Wolf would not say yeah.
Okay. I don't know. You were kind of pausing.
What I'm saying is it's less risky with Cam Wolf because, like, that's my dog. He's been my dog for years. I want to say it has to be a little more risky than Wolf.
Okay.
He's just going to, like, laugh and be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Mike T. Go to Mike T. So about this.
It's got to be like 3 questions in, too.
Yeah, this Jets quarterback room, and wow, just insanity. Justin Fields, can he take that step up finally? And also, can you make Daddy a sandwich?
You know, here's the thing. You can't tempt me to do it because then I'm going to do it. Like the watermelon. You just don't. This is the happy hour. It's Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Is your air or water flowing perfectly in your home? If the answer is no, EDS is yes. Theo here, and for me, EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing is my go-to, and it should be yours too. EDS is Palm Beach County's trusted AC and plumbing expert. They'll make sure your air and water flow perfectly. EDS is a train comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. Go to edsisyes.com. That's edsisyes.com. When comfort matters, EDS is yes.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami FC on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
As market dynamics change, the quality and service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Partner-owned since 1923, Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't. Visit ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 24 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and Men's Lacrosse title. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
In South Florida, when it's time to get back in the game, there's a name you need to know. HSS Florida. HSS ranked #1 in orthopedics for 15 years in a row by U.S. News and World Report. HSS brings world-class care to Palm Beach and Wellington. Whether it's a joint replacement, sports injury, or orthopedic trauma, HSS Florida treats athletes of all ages. Visit hss.edu/Florida to schedule your consultation today. HSS Florida, where champions and everyday people alike get the care they need to stay at the top of their game. game. Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Cruise the campus, explore the circuit, experience F1 Miami like never before. Your general admission ticket to the 2025 Formula One Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix is here. Immerse yourself in the action with unparalleled access to different campus zones. Enjoy thrilling activities, live entertainment, and endless food and beverage options while witnessing the race, all for less than $150 per day. Visit F1MiamiGP.com to secure your spot at the 2025 Formula One Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Hey, y'all get some more drinks going on. I sound a whole lot better.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Wow, Tina, what are you going to do for your birthday tomorrow?
Force all my friends to work out with me.
Oh, when was your birthday again?
April 16th.
That's interesting. That's interesting. You know whose birthday is today, actually?
Whose?
Benjamin alum and Florida State former quarterback who just recently retired from the Jets, Jordan Travis.
That feels like an excuse to party hard. Like, I don't work for the Jets anymore.
Right.
I'm going to go nuts this weekend in all the best form.
To be honest with you, he deserves it. He's a guy who will go down as one of the greatest signal callers in the history of Florida State football, which is saying something. Jordan Travis, who went 3-0, the only Florida State quarterback to ever go 3-0 as a starter against Miami. I was there for one of those beatdowns. It was at Hard Rock Stadium. I think the score for that one was like 45-3. It was over 2 possessions in. Jordan Travis, the Palm Beach County native, the ESPN Top 63 Hall of Famer and Palm Beach County Sports Commission Hall of Famer, announced his retirement just April 30th, a couple of days ago. It's his birthday today. He deserves both a retirement and birthday party. That is your Baptist Health Orthopedic Care off-season football report. After a year, never recovering fully from that leg injury, we will not see Jordan Travis play professional football, but we definitively can say that guy, especially in modern-day FSU history, one of the most important Noles. He probably single-handedly, and he wouldn't take credit for this, but he probably single-handedly saved Mike Norvell's job in Tallahassee.
Yeah, he was on life support, certainly. Kind of like looking outside the state, and everyone kind of stumbled that year. Miami did not look good on the FSU ACC championship season, and neither did in Florida as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was struggling, and then all of a sudden, bam, the Jordan Travis year.
Jordan Travis was so good, he made Mike Norvell believe in DJ Uyunglele, which is
who got a $3,000 signing bonus from the LA Chargers.
Hey, man. Hey, that's not. Come on now. A 3-piece?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't mad at it. Another thing I would say about Jordan Travis too with the FSU thing is we were hoping obviously to see him play in the NFL, and no telling how that's going to end up. Obviously that leg injury against Austin Peay ended his college career and now his football career as he retires. I am curious, had that injury not happened, of course everybody wonders how the college football playoff goes, but I am curious too, if that leg injury doesn't happen and he still ends up going to the Jets, would the Jets have felt like they already had their heir apparent to Aaron Rodgers? How much did that shift the history, or excuse me, the coming history of the Jets? Like, because the fact that they turned to Justin Fields makes me believe that they would have at least saw it in their view, in their purview, to trust a guy like Jordan Travis to go out and do something.
there's so many variables there because if Jordan Travis did not suffer that now career-ending injury, he's not going to the Jets, right? He might
have gone much higher. Yeah.
So that's what I think. That's what I would say to that. It's interesting because we never really got into the true draft day discussion with Jordan Travis because of that injury.
How high does his draft stock go? Because he went in the 5th round due to the injury. And if you go in the 5th round with that kind of an injury where his future is uncertain and now we know he won't play professionally, like there's a chance that after a good college football playoff, even if it's a loss but a good performance, he can rise up to a 2nd or a 1st rounder. He didn't have that kind of grade going in, but again, time will tell. That is your Baptist Health offseason football report. Jordan Travis retired and celebrating a birthday. Big shout out to the Travis family. Big shout out to Jordan, Palm Beach County Sports Commission Hall of Famer. That is your Baptist Health off-season football report. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care is joint pain affecting your quality of life at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery, as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Time now for the Get Around. It is the Get Around. We hit the biggest topics all across the nation right here on Theoretically Speaking. So you don't have to go Google searching. You just pull up a seat, strap in your seatbelt, and check out our first destination.
Next stop,
Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Because everyone, myself included, is still talking about Bill Belichick and his business/personal relationship with 24-year-old Jordan Hudson. Well, the story develops even further. Former Boston Sports Talk radio host who has a bunch of connections with the Patriots and current national podcaster Kirk Minahan gave Michael Lombardi, for that name, he is the UNC football GM that joined the Tar Heels because Bill Belichick was hired as football head coach. Minahan gave Lombardi a phone call, and here's how it went, because you can kind of make your own judgment on why it went this way.
It's Mike. It's Kirk Minahan, Barstool Sports. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
What's up, Kirk?
Live the tape. We have questions. We're trying to figure out. We've been talking about it. We talked about Portnoy a minute ago. Can you explain to us what this woman's role is with UNC? We're just confused.
Actually, I'm in a meeting right now going over recruiting, so that's kind of what my focus is right now. So.
How significant a role does she have with the recruiting at this point? Is she the lead recruiter or no?
I'm in recruiting, and I'm working on that, so that's about it, Kirk. Thanks.
All right, Mike, hang in there. Good to talk to you.
That's all we got out of him. Is that Michael Lombardi fed up with the radio host he was talking to, or fed up with how there is still a conversation about this lady?
Oh, my gosh. First off, I think Michael Lombardi stayed on the phone longer with him than Mike T would stay on if I tell him make daddy a sandwich. So congrats.
For someone who tuned in at 3:45, go watch the YouTube stream and the podcast.
Yeah, it was a little joke that just happened earlier. I would never do that. I mean, I was challenged to do so, and I won't. I don't know, man. The way he laughed him off, it doesn't feel like Michael Lombardi, has a good relationship with this Minahan. What's his dude's name? Minahan. I don't think he has a great relationship with him. It doesn't sound like he respects him too much, and also I feel like that was kind of sleazy journalism to call him in there. Hey, live to tape here. What's Jordan Hudson's relationship with the recruiting? And it's just I didn't like it. I didn't like the approach from the journalist, quote unquote, and I didn't like, or I won't say I didn't like, but I can tell Michael Lombardi didn't like that approach either, and probably has very little respect for this guy.
What's your opinion on Bill Belichick, Jordan Hudson, Tina?
I feel like I need to catch up on all that because every day it's something new.
Jordan Hudson is running the program.
She is.
It's crazy.
There are reports out there that the reason why Hard Knocks UNC football never happened was because of the restrictions that Jordan Hudson wanted in place before any filming even took place.
It's insane. I think, though, he's fed up on all that. I'm surprised he stayed on the phone that long because I would just hung up.
Well, he's not getting any benefits from the Jordan Hudson relationship. Like, Bill Belichick might be, putting up with it. Yeah. Bill Belichick's putting up with it because, it's almost like if I was like, if C-Cat's girlfriend was like doing things that was impeding on the success of Theoretically Speaking, or at least dictating things here, like C-Cat would have a higher tolerance for it than I would, because it's like, well, it's his girlfriend. Like, he lives with her, he goes home with her. Like, he's enjoying different benefits from that. Bill Belichick, he has some, bright side. Yeah. So Michael Lombardi's just dealing with all of the control.
She's only a hassle to everyone except for Bill Belichick. That is what Jordan Hudson is doing right now.
And then she's 24, and I don't know how much she knows about football. I don't want to assume, but I know she knows less than Michael Lombardi and Bill Belichick. It's a good assumption.
Good assumption.
I know she didn't play in the NFL.
Next stop of the get around to San Antonio, Texas, because the longest tenured coach in the NBA, Greg Popovich, who spells Greg with 2 G's at the end. I didn't know that. Greg Popovich has stepped down as coach of the Spurs. Pop's been there since December of '96. Get this, there have been 303 coaching changes since Greg Popovich got his job in San Antonio. And now Eric Spoelstra is the longest tenured coach in the NBA, who was hired in April of 2008.
Spo is going to pass him on the all-time wins list. I'm calling my shot. It's going to take him about 13 or 14 seasons. Miami's going to get my guy Spo a star. We ain't going to leave him hanging like the Steelers have done to Mike Tomlin. Spo's going to get a star. He's going to pass him all he needs. And also, it's due time for the Miami Heat to get that next D-Wade. Jimmy Butler was a mercenary. I want the next D-Wade. I want that new era, and it's not Bam Adebayo. I'm excited for it. Tina, Eric Spoelstra, he doesn't look like 55. He doesn't look like the longest tenure coach. He looks good.
No, he looks good, Coach Spo.
Young and sharp. The Get Around brought to you by the very place that we make sure the vehicle that is the Get Around gets rehabbed. And that's St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Yes, St. Lucie Battery and Tire. It's not just a tire place. It's a local, family-run business that's been doing this for over 50 years. That means they care, they know what they're doing, and they treat you right. With a flat tire, a weak battery, you name it, they've always had me back on the road fast. No upsell, no pressure, just honest work at honest prices. They don't just work on cars. They handle RVs, boats, commercial fleets, you name it. They've got everything there. They even have 24/7 roadside emergency service, so you never have to worry. Whether you need new tires, a battery, or just want to shop, you can trust St. Lucie Battery and Tire. Family run, community first, and always reliable. Check them out at slbt.com.
Rockets Warriors game 6 tonight at 9 o'clock. The Warriors end this thing tonight. They ain't playing with their food. Jimmy Butler probably goes off a 30 ball. That's C-Cat, that's Tina. Russo and Rizzo next. Go in love, go in peace, go enjoy.
When you're in pain and an hour seems like a day seems like a month, there's only one place to go for your treatment. Pain Care Florida. Our pain management specialists have the knowledge and experience